Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you about how I spent $1,500 on fertility testing without having any fertility problems. I have a 2.5-year-old son, and I'm very, very lucky that the first time around we had no issues with conception. It just kind of happened. When I say we weren't trying, I mean we weren't avoiding. We had just gotten married, and we got married November 5th. I found out I was pregnant December 11th. So quick turnaround, speedy, speedy. But feel like I'd be naive to think that that's going to be the case again. I got pregnant for the first time over 3 years ago. I was 29. I was in the best physically fit shape of my life. Like I said, I had just gotten married. We had delayed our wedding because of COVID. So I had been working out like crazy. I'd been taking such good care of myself. And my husband and I were both 3 years younger. I was 29, he was 32. So he was my age, I guess. I always forget we're 3 years apart. A friend of mine owns her own medical practice in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, coastal time. Her name's Dr. Ashley Dumont. And she and I had been talking, and she was like, if you guys were thinking about having another baby, I'm happy to do like a basic kind of all over check of all like your blood work, hormones, thyroid, all that good stuff. And I said, let's do it. And when I had shared that I was doing this, a lot of people were like, well, if you didn't have a hard time conceiving the first time, why would you be doing this the second time? What makes you think this is necessary? And in my mind, if I have the opportunity to find out these things about myself, one, I'm nosy by nature, but two, if there was something that was wrong that I could work on or correct or something like that, so that when we were officially ready to have another baby or try to have another baby, it wouldn't be an issue. Why wouldn't I do that? That was how I looked at it. If I could have some tool in my toolkit that would help make sure that when I was ready to get pregnant, it was more successful, why would I not do that? So that's kind of where we ended up on the reasoning. Also, I don't know, like we've aged a lot. A lot has changed. I have an HSA that was burning a hole in my pocket. Might as well figure this out. Additionally, aside from just me, women's fertility rapidly declines after the age of 30. There is a decrease in eggs and there is a decrease in the quality of your eggs. And secondary infertility is a real thing. It is no joke. This happens. I know so many people that have gone through secondary infertility and it is heartbreaking. It is so hard. I imagine if I can avoid going through that, why wouldn't I? Last but not least, think that postpartum healthcare in America is kind of a joke. So I didn't really know. I kind of wanted to get an idea of where I was at. I didn't have a PC. I don't have a PCP anymore, actually. She left me to go work with old people and said I couldn't follow her there. So I just wanted to get a baseline of everything, just kind of see where we were at. So in September, I went in to go see Dr. Dumont, and we did just like a new patient visit where she kind of went through my health history, all of that, which if you don't know, I'm adopted. So there was a lot of missing holes, a lot of things I didn't have. Additionally, when I had Teddy, there was a major breach, like a data breach thing that happened at my OB, and they lost all of my medical records for my entire pregnancy. Up until when I delivered all my postpartum healthcare, everything was gone. So we were starting from scratch, just getting a record, getting everything kind of out. And another reason I want to do this too is a lot of times if you have trouble conceiving, it if you go talk to somebody about this, they'll say, "Well, try and track everything for 6 months or a year or whatever." Unless you're over 40, then they'll like usually see you right away, apparently. But why wouldn't I start tracking all this now? That was just my thing is if I can get ahead of it, why would I not? So we talked about family planning, goals, all of that stuff, Phil's health history, everything. At this new patient visit, we decided on just like a full-on protocol of what we were going to do. October, I went in on day 8 of my cycle, and we checked my AMH, my estradiol, my FSH, and my LSH. LH is what tells your body to ovulate. FSH is a follicle stimulating hormone, and it tells your body to grow a follicle. These two things are so important. We also tested my iron and my thyroid. So your AMH is your anti-Müllerian hormone. This is what tests the quantity of your eggs. So it can't tell the quality, but it can tell you how many you have, or a rough idea. I think it's a range it gives you. Honestly, I'm not exactly sure what comes out. You can Google it. And then I went back a few weeks later and we tested a whole bunch of other stuff. So it was a 12-hour fasted luteal phase blood work test. We checked my CBC with Diff, blood cell type and count, ferritin, which is your iron stores in your body, my total iron, my TIBC, which is bind and transport of iron via blood, CMP, which is comprehensive metabolic panel, a lipid panel, a TPO Ab, which is your thyroid, anti-TG, thyroid panel, progesterone, testosterone, total, insulin, CPR, H1 or H1B, HbA1c, vitamin B12, and vitamin D25-08. If you are like me and you are not a medical person, this essentially was a comprehensive blood work, iron, and thyroid panel was what we were looking at here. I'm just going to read through my notes. Okay, so I went back on October 29th and we first looked at my hormones. And this is your brain signaling to your ovaries, she told me. I asked her to put this in the most layman, dumb terms humanly possible. And this is what I was told. Okay, so all of that came back all good. My FSH, my LH, and my estradiol looked great. My AMH, I was making about twice as many eggs as someone my age. And she said to me, "That sounds really great, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, look at me, overachiever. Look at these ovaries working." No. Okay. So what this means is, or how she explained it to me, is essentially it is like a conveyor belt going twice as fast with no quality check. So we decided that putting me on supplements that were going to help my egg quality were so important. When eggs are being made that quickly, they can also sometimes make eggs that are not fully formed, are not good. They just needed more time to cook. They're pumping them out faster than they should be. It's like the Shein or Temu of eggs, I guess I am. And this can sometimes lead to PCOS. Disclaimer, I had to have my progesterone retested a month later because we think we just tested it too late, so it looked a little wonky. We also discovered that my blood sugar was high. And if you followed me on TikTok at all, you would know that I had been on semaglutide for about a year and a half at this point, off and on. I was currently off of it. So she said the fact that my A1C was high again after being off of it was definitely something to keep in the back of my mind. I ended up going back on semaglutide for about a month after getting this blood work back to see if we could get that under control. My son had hypoglycemia when he was born. He was born 41 weeks. So, like, there's something wonky going on with my blood sugar that she was like, let's just get through this pregnancy and then we'll like figure it out. Okay. Then the part two. This was the more comprehensive. So this was like red and white blood cells, glucose, A1C, all the good stuff. Like I said, my A1C was high. It was at 5.4. Ideally, you want it under 5. My insulin was high. I had low iron and I had low ferritin. I also had low B12. I had high LDL, which means I need to up fiber. Let's see. I had good, my HDL was great. So go me. Oh, very low inflammation, which is awesome. Very low risk for cardiovascular issues. My thyroid was great, if not hyper. And we had to retest my progesterone about a month later. And when I went back to go test that, it came back great. So that was kind of where all of the testing came back. And this was the protocol that we decided to put me on based on all of that. So, number one, I get pretty much everything, all of my supplements, either from Needed or Thorne. Those are the two brands that were recommended to me by Dr. Dumont. So, from Needed, I am drinking one of these a day. I don't know if this is going to focus. New to this whole YouTube thing. So I take one of these a day. These are the Needed hydration packets. They're like liquid IVs, but better for you. Not gonna lie, they're not cheap, but you can use your HSA. So I do that. I also have a code if you need it. The Needed egg quality support. This is super important, as you remember, because I am making so many eggs. Making sure that they are as healthy as they can be is important. It takes like 3 to 4 months, I guess, for eggs to see any type of change. So I've been on these for a few months now. I take 2 of them a day. I am back on prenatals. Lucky me. These ones are from Needed. Obviously, I take 3 of these a day. They're fine. They're good. They don't taste like much, which is nice. Needed makes a bunch of different prenatals. This is just the prenatal multi essentials. They're great, she said, for before you're actually pregnant. Last up from Needed, we have good old CoQ10. CoQ10 is an antioxidant that helps a ton with oxidative stress, and it can also improve mitochondrial function, which is really good for your eggs and fertility. Then I'm on 3 different products from Thorne. I buy my Thorne products right on Amazon. This is called Ovariancare. It is a powder. It tastes like berries. I absolutely despise it, and it's an inositol blend. And this is an energy antioxidant that is, what did she say? Gonna support blood sugar. So this is supposed to be great for you. It has folate. It has, like I said, myo-inositol, D-crino-inositol, more CoQ10, a bunch of other just stuff that's good for you. Vitamin D and Ferrasorb. So Ferrasorb, because I have low ferritin, this is going to help a lot. Ferrasorb is for low iron, which I have. And iron is super important for making babies. So it also has some vitamin C and B6 and B12 in there. So all the good stuff. Also was low on vitamin B, so I'm taking this Super B complex. It has folic acid and vitamin C in there as well. So, great for me. And then I am also taking fish oil from Nordic Naturals. I get that on Amazon too. Pro tip, keep your fish oil in the fridge. It makes it just better. And this one, for some reason, doesn't give you like those gross fish oil burps that people complain about. I've had no issues with this one. It's the only thing that Dr. Duma did not put me on that I am taking, and it is the Lemme Grow. The Lemme Grow hair growth and anti-shedding vitamins. Not gonna lie, Lemme sent me an email and they said, "Hey, can we send you these?" And I said, "Yeah," because your girl's still going through postpartum hair loss like a mother effer. So that's what we're currently on. So these are all the things that I will keep taking. I've been taking them for a while. I'm going to take them until I find out I'm pregnant. And some of them I will take beyond. But the ones that she said to stop taking when I finally find out I'm pregnant, ovariancare, the egg quality support, and the CoQ10, because the eggs will be good. They'll be fertilized. They won't need that anymore. So I'll keep taking fish oil and all that other good stuff until she tells me not to. So that is pretty much the blood work I had done. And like I said, overall, this cost me about $1,500. In the state of New Hampshire, naturopathic doctors are not recognized as like regular doctors, I guess. So you cannot bill insurance for them. So all this was paid out of pocket. Do I think this was worth it? Absolutely. I additionally asked her stuff about my husband. He didn't go in for blood work just because we just never set it up, to be honest with you. So he is taking the sperm quality support uh, vitamins, I guess you call them supplements, from Needed as well. It does take two to tango. The good thing about sperm is they see results a lot quicker than eggs do. So that is great. And so where does this put us? Okay. So like I said, my son is 2.5. Or he'll be 2.5 next month. And I had said that I did not want to get pregnant in 2024. Beginning of 2024, my husband said, "What are your goals for the year?" I said, "Do not get me pregnant. My goal is to not be pregnant this year." So we succeeded there. And then the end of the year, I was, like, whatever, let's just go for it. And hilariously enough, my body ovulated late, and I did not ovulate until January 4th. So TBD on what happens there. We are now trying. We'll see what happens. And I guess I'll let you know if there's anything crazy. I think I'm going to start kind of a little video diary of the whole process of that, because um honestly, it's a major mind switch going from not really trying to conceive and conceiving to actually planning out and doing like a family planning type thing. So I'll keep you guys posted. I hope this was helpful. If you have any comments, let me know. Like I said, I do have a discount code for Needed. It saves you a whole bunch of money, and then you can submit your bill to your HSA or your FSA after, which is so nice. But I'm really impressed with the quality of their vitamins, and everything else I got on Amazon. I have it all in my Amazon storefront as well. And Dr. Dumont, who I see, is with Coastal Time in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. She is incredible. Go see her. But thank you guys for watching. Let me know what else you want to see on this channel. I think it's going to be a lot of this. I'm thinking about doing some stuff with, like, I don't know, Newly and all like the rental stuff that I do, like the clothing rental stuff. I don't know. You let me know. I'm still figuring out this whole YouTube thing. Today is January 5th, so we find out in 5 days if TikTok gets banned or not, which is crazy. But yeah, that's that. I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you so much for being here.